I'm hoping it is. All right, okay. So nice to see everyone. And I know some of you will be doing butt camp, and I hope that's going okay. I'm happy to do butt camp now. And obviously that will be coming into the app at some point, so you'll be able to have a go at that if you haven't already. So that is on the way. So let me just go back to the last set of questions that Kim answered. So the first question that was unanswered from the last time was from Megan Constantino. So Megan says, will you be adding Butt Camp 3.0 to TSM app? Would love it. I did purchase the program and loving it. Would be a wonderful addition to TSM. So the answer is yes, it will be coming to the app. I'm not sure exactly when, whether it will be immediately after it finishes the challenge just now, or whether it will be a little while after. But we do have a new challenge coming to the app in mid-November, which is arms, abs, and glutes, which should be as a prize money challenge. So that should be a bit of excitement there for people in the app, because I know it's been a bit quiet in the app. It's been a bit quiet in the EMDM group. It always happens when there's a challenge going on elsewhere. But hopefully the new challenge that comes in November will liven things up in there, and hopefully that will be good fun to have that in the app. So yeah, that was an easy question to answer, and that is that one. So let me see, what else do we have? So we've got Laurie's question here. So Laurie says, I have lost over 50 pounds since starting Sculpt 6/9/2025. I know there's no quick fix for this sagging skin. It's my abs, arms and thighs, not to mention my boobs, which now resemble deflated balloons. I did laugh at this, Laurie. I did laugh. I genuinely focused on how far I've come, but I wish I could make this go away instantly. We all do. We would all like the instant result. We all want it to happen overnight. Is this truly just a time thing, or is there something else I can be doing? You touched on this in butt camp, but it was more a glute-focused fad. I don't weigh myself, and I already do over 2 hours of cardio daily to lose this last 12 pounds. Mentally, this skin makes me want to cry, and it's frustrating. I do HRT, so I know my hormones are in check. So you kind of know what I'm going to say with this, Laurie, don't you? That it is just kind of, there's no quick fix. It is kind of just a matter of time. After losing fat, obviously the skin is going to be a bit looser. You are going to have a bit of loose skin because the fat's gone and there's nothing there to replace it. This is why obviously we're trying to build muscle, lovely big muscle to fill up any loose skin. But that, as you know, takes a lot of time. And you know, our fearless leader will say 3 to 5 years to build any significant amount of muscle. Not what we want to hear, but obviously that is the hard reality of it in real life. So you're doing the right thing, Laurie. I know that you go for it every day, and I see your posts in the groups every day, and you just you know, it's mad. I know you're doing butt camp as well, but I saw yesterday you put you did, I think it was week 5, day 2, and you said you were going to do it again in the evening. I'm like, is this woman actually mad? What is going on? Did you do it later in the day a second time? You did. Oh, take my hat off, you Laurie. Take my hat off. And then you said today, I saw in one of your posts today that you weren't in the mood for doing it today, and you were a bit tired and whatever. So you need to take that rest time as well. And I know that you know that I've said that to you before. Take your rest time as well. But yeah, it's to answer your question. Yeah, I mean, I kind of liken it to like when we give birth, for those of us that have given birth. It's like you go into hospital and you have this baby, and when you come, you think once the baby's out, you're going to have this lovely flat stomach, lovely flat belly, lovely flat abs, and you're just going to be able to just slip back into the clothes that you wore before. And I remember after having my first child, standing in the shower the next day and just looking down at this belly, and it was like marshmallow city. It was like, where did that come from? You know, where did that actually come from? So yeah, I know. It's like, and obviously after giving birth, that does take a while to settle down again. So it's just really a matter of time. And don't talk to me about planks and loose skin, because when I do a plank and I look down the way at what's hanging down. I'm like, that's not good shit to see. Like belly hanging down when you're doing a plank. So yeah, it's something we all have. I feel as we get older, it's harder to spring back. So yeah, you're doing all the right things, Laurie, and I think you just need to, yeah, keep doing what you're doing, and it's just patience and time. And I know we'd all love it to be happening tomorrow, but the reality is it's not. So we just need to keep doing what you're doing. So yeah, so hopefully that answers your question there. Okay. Okay, so next on the list, who do we have? So we've got Charlita Jones. So she says, hello, Kim. Right to it. I have some shoulder impingements which hurts me when doing assisted pull-ups. I've never been able to do a pull-up due to it, even when I was a kid. The shoulder thing was an issue. What exercises mimic a pull-up or work the same muscles so I know I'm hitting the right group? I do pull-downs, rows, all kinds, and push-ups, and anything else listed in your program for that, except the pull-ups. Thanks. Yes, I'll be listening to the replay. Much love, Shalita. Okay, so I think, Shalita, you are doing the right thing. If you can't do pull-ups, lat pull-downs are a good one, which I think you've mentioned there. Any kind of rows, push-ups. A good one I find is to do a lat pull-down and use a long loop band. And I put it around the banister at the bottom of the stairs, kneel down on the floor, and then do the lat pull-down with the band that way. So that's an alternative way of doing that. Lat pull-down. Yeah, rows, push-ups, face pulls with bands. So when you've got the band around your feet, and then doing towards your face pull. That's another good one for that. So yeah, I think, Shalita, I think it sounds like you've got the alternative already down there. So I would say just continue with that, and that's about the best one to do for that. Okay, Laurie, you're on again. So there are a lot of us doing back camp along with the app. Can we please talk about, I love this one, I laugh. Can we please talk about week 4, day 3? For the first time since 2021 doing your programs, I honestly thought, A, I'm going to hurl, and B, what in the Sam hell made you come up with such a sadistic workout? I can't imagine what the next 4 weeks will bring. P.S. I was all prepared to do my video on why people should use your program. This just went from a Hallmark card to a horror flick. Indeed, yeah. Yes, it just gets worse. It just gets worse, doesn't it? It really does. Yeah, I think I put a comment in the group about somebody said who actually pissed him off. I was like, yeah, who actually did piss him off? You know, I had a look in the coaches' WhatsApp group chat to see if any of the coaches pissed her off in any way with saying something. But I don't know. She just loves to make it hard. So and I don't think you'd want it any other way, Lauren. So there you go. So I did like that post. It made me laugh. It made me laugh. Okay. So this one is quite a recent one. So this is Chris. So Chris is in Australia. The question for Kim's Live, I'll be catching the replay in Australia. I keep getting sick. In September, I had the flu and was unable to do anything for about 3 weeks. I gradually got out for walks, and then when I felt better, I joined the tea gym classes and group runs with friends. Then got sick again. Flu-like symptoms. Am I doing too much too soon? It doesn't feel like that, but I do feel exhausted again. Is it stress? 3 kids, one of whom I clash with often. Do I need supplements? Best eating? What suggestions do you have for getting back into the program and staying healthy? Thank you. So for this one, I would say to Chris, and probably I would imagine Kim would say, what are your goals? So first of all, what are you working towards? What are your goals in this? So I think obviously she has the app. So I think the first thing I would say is pick a program, follow a nutrition plan, fitness plan in the app. And as far as tiredness, it's just life sometimes. Just sometimes getting older. Prioritising protein and water are important things as well, but you would get that if you pick a plan, obviously from the app, then you are going to be following a nutritious, healthy plan, plenty of protein. So I think that's probably the answer to that one. You know it's going to be a healthy plan when you follow any of Kim's plans. You're going to get the right amount of protein, fluid. So use the app and community for also for check-in. So it's a great way to hold yourself accountable, get the support from the community, and ask questions. And yeah, tick off your workouts, log your food, whatever makes you want to do it. Yeah, I would say it's find out what your goals are, and then pick a plan, pick a nutrition plan, pick a fitness plan, a training plan, and then just go from there and be accountable and show up in the app, get help from other people, get help from coaches. Yeah, I would say that's probably the best way to go. But there's another question that's pretty similar to that, and I'd probably give a very similar answer to that one. But let me check that. There was one that I found which wasn't in the exact right way, or yeah, the question from Jamie Delora, and I found it in the group part, and it said, how do you, Queen Kim, do you have any suggestions on how to get more energy and motivation? I'm in full-blown menopause on hormone replacement therapy, both oral and pellets, along with low-dose GLP, Ozempic 0.2 units, and I'm still struggling with fatigue. I've gone through the gamut of blood tests and everything seems to be normal. I'm not sure if it's going through menopause that's causing such a lack of energy and motivation. I used to love going to the gym, but now getting through basic activities of daily living seems challenging. Any suggestions on how to get my groove back and relight the fire? I've followed you for many years and cherish all the knowledge you share. You're beyond amazing and a wonderful support system. Any recommendations or pro tips would be wonderful. My goal is to build more muscle and lose 15 pounds. Finding the energy to go to the gym consistently has been an ongoing issue since I feel tired all the time. I also suffered from scoliosis as a kid and have been a nurse for almost 20 years. The chronic back and neck pain has gotten worse since I've gone through menopause. Constant aching just makes it more difficult. I'm currently 47, was in perimenopause since 2020. Please help. Thank you, Queen, for everything. So I would say for this, if you have had everything checked out from your health provider, your doctor, and everything seems to be okay, and you're just really trying to get your mojo back, I think I would say the same as I said in the last question. You said obviously you want to lose fat and build muscle. So I think just pick a program in the app, nutrition and exercise, set your goals and use the app to log and stay accountable. You've got everything you need, all the tools in the app to help you with that. So you use the tools in the app, use the community, and yes, basically the same answer as I did. You have to kind of just settle on a program, settle on a nutrition plan, and just go for it and just do it. The hardest thing, as Kim always says, is actually going from not doing it to doing it, taking that first step. So you just have to kind of do it, put yourself out there, day one, do it, and go from there. And once you've made that first step, it gets so much easier. So yeah. Okay, that is that question. And I think there's only actually one more. So Darlene Hart says, I have a couple of mobility questions. My wrist hurts when I'm doing push-ups, burpees, planks, etc. Are there mobility exercises you can recommend for wrists? Also, do you have mobility exercises you'd recommend for ankle calf mobility or deeper squats? Okay, so with mobility, I don't know, Darlene, if you've tried like the push-up stand handle bars that you can get cheaply off Amazon for about £8, like, yeah, not many dollars. So when you obviously do push-ups, your wrist is going to be bent like that, and that's obviously where you're going to feel it in the wrist there. If you use the handles that you can get, your wrist is completely straight because you're holding onto the handles. You've got them down, obviously, on the floor, and your hand is around the handle. So your wrist stays completely straight there. So it's not like you're bending your wrist because you didn't have the handles there. So I don't know if that's something that you've tried, but that's something you could certainly try and see if that helps. Laura used to do had a few mobility sessions. I don't know if you have any of the previous programs, because Laura, I'm not sure it was in EBM or EMBM. She doing some sessions as bonuses there. She did some mobility sessions. Failing that, you just Google some mobility, and you'll get some mobility stuff for wrists, for ankles, and you can just Google that and do it there. I think you mentioned on that last part there about your squats, the get deeper squats. I think I can say just how can you perform better squats? Just to keep doing squats, just keep doing squats and more squats, and that obviously helps as well. But yeah, with mobility, have a look and see if you've got any from previous programs of Laura's mobility that she did. If not, Google is your best friend there, and you can get lots of info in here. Alrighty. I'm not sure if any of the ladies on here have Android phones, if you've had any difficulty with accessing the videos. There's been a couple of members online. I'm iPhone, and it seems to be fine for me. I think you're iPhone as well, Laurie, because I think you said that you were getting the videos okay. I don't know if there's any others with Android in here, but they're certainly playing okay for me. There was, I think it was Lorena yesterday that hasn't been able to get on, and she's an Android. And then there's another one, Shella Cryer, just put in today that she is not getting anything. She's Android as well. Wonder if it's an update, because the update isn't the same. I think the update that I've got is 2.111.704 on the iPhone, and that wasn't the same. It wasn't the same one that the Android one had. So it may just be that it's gone to the Play Store and it's not kind of got there yet. It might be that, but I was just wondering if it was just an Android thing. It certainly seems to be okay from this end. That was one of the questions that was put in there as well. It seems to be okay from this end, so I don't really know. I'm saying that hearing that the sound is not too great. Are you not hearing me very well? Is it a bit muffled? So Maiken, you said the sound is just a bit strange, like a buzzing. Finding it a bit muffled as well. Don't know. I don't have Kim's big microphone. You know, the big thing that she has. I don't have any of the fancy equipment. I've got my laptop here, so I don't know if it's something to do with that. It's maybe just, I don't know. Can you understand what I'm saying? Muffled. Okay. Don't know. I really don't know. If anybody has any ideas as to why it's muffled, I don't know. Yeah, as long as you can understand me, I don't really know why it's muffled like that. Yeah, Coach Dre says muffled. Don't know. If you have a pair of earphones, you could try. Ooh. I don't know if I do. And Kim's saying that, so obviously Kim is muffled as well. I am not sure. This is a fairly new laptop I've got, and so I'm wondering if there's maybe just some settings that I've not done properly on here, which it could well be. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry about that. I don't really know how to rectify that. Does anybody? That's all the questions that were on the in the app. Ask him. Do you have anything else that you want to hear? If anybody wants to unmute and ask a question. Could be a short call. Okay, so Mike has said, if there aren't any other specific questions, could you maybe share with us your top 3 tips from your TSC, the Sculpted Menopause journey? Okay, I can do that, have a little think about that. I will tell you a little bit about my background, just to give you a bit of an idea of where I've come from, just appeared on your screens of Coach Rhona. My background has been in the fitness industry for a very long time, since the late 80s, early 90s. So I first started as a Group X instructor, and I don't know if some of you ladies here will remember the days of step fitness. I used to take, that was so popular in the early 90s, and I could have taken a step class every hour at that time because it was just so popular. So yeah, I did all manner of classes for a very long time. I qualified as a PT in the 90s, and then since I've done various other add-ons to that, like working with people with long-term conditions, working with older adults, mental health. I did my life coach qualification in 2008, so that's something that I really enjoy doing these days, rather than the fitness side for teaching anyway. So yeah, life coaching I really do enjoy. My current day job is I'm an additional support needs teacher. I work 3 days a week in primary and secondary schools, which is a tough job, and I am retiring at Christmas time, so I'm looking forward to getting away from that tough job. I've done a bit there. Yeah, it's not just like where I'm getting old and cranky with children. I love children. I just couldn't eat a whole one, but you know, I do love children, obviously. But I've come to the point that anytime it's the holidays or the weekends or night times when I'm not at work and I come across children running around somewhere, I just have a bit of a, no, I don't want to see them, I don't want to do them. So yeah, but yes, I do obviously love my own children and grandchildren, and yeah, that's a whole different thing. But I feel as if I've done my bit for education, so I am not going to be doing that after December. So that's fine. So I found Kim early 2019, just one of the things online, Facebook or whatever, in one of her master classes. That's how I found Kim. And I think I've got every one of her programs up to date. I didn't actually do any of them until it came to lockdown 2020, COVID time, when she brought out the jailhouse shred. And I did that, and I did it religiously for the 4 weeks, and I got great results with it. But it was a perfect time to do it because there was nothing else you could do in COVID. There were no social activities, nothing else to distract you, and yeah, so I'm really sorry that the thought it's obviously on here. It's just too hard to understand. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. Yeah, I don't. If you're not hearing me, there's no point in continuing with the call. I'm sorry, I don't know how to rectify that, but I'll try and find out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like Kim's got the lovely big microphone, which obviously makes a big difference there. But yeah. So if there's anything else, as a last thing, I will say that the program that changed me completely was the original ABM, the 6-month ABM, and that was the one that changed everything for me. Oh, Carrie, you can hear me okay? Yeah. Okay. I don't know. It's really, really odd. Okay. Yes, Carrie, EDM was the big thing for me that changed me. And I think it was because it was more of a lifestyle thing. I just I just really got it. It wasn't like a short 4 week or even an 8 week. I think it was the fact that it was 6 months, and the first 2 months, the first two phases of that were yeah, it wasn't strict. It was kind of just following principles, and I really got it. I certainly was not perfect in that 6 months, but I was consistent with it, and I got great results from that. So yeah, I would say that's the one program that I would recommend to everyone to do. It's yeah, and it definitely changed mindset, Carrie. It changed mindset, and the daily coaching calls. I think the coaching calls were really so important. When I first started with Kim and started buying the programs, I would never subscribe to the coaching calls because I just thought I don't need it. You know, I really don't need it. I'm quite disciplined myself, and I can do that myself. But when I signed up to the coaching calls, oh my God, what a difference! What an absolute difference that made with the coaching calls. It was just kept you on track, kept you accountable, and yeah, it really was a game changer. Signing up for the coaching calls definitely was. So yeah, that would be definitely one of my things to say. EBM. I think it's the mindset, and I think as Kim says, we expect things to be so quick, changes to happen so quick, and it just doesn't. There's no magic pill. There's no magic bullet. We just have to put in the work, just do it, get on with it, and it will come with consistency and discipline. It will come, but it will take longer than any of us probably think. But yeah, is there anything else anybody wants to ask? And some people seem to be able to hear me, and some people are not. So yeah, sorry about that. Anything else? Yeah. So Carrie says I eat the same thing every day. I work out first thing in the morning, get it out of the way. I would say that's probably very similar to me, Carrie. Um, I do eat. I'm still eating the same kind of meals that I ate on Jailhouse Shred, EDM. They're a staple in my diet. I will have some of them every week. Uh, so yeah, and I do work out first thing in the morning before I go to work, and that's the time it works for me. So yeah, that's, I think you have to find the time and the things that work for you according to what you work and home life, and just fit it in the way it works for you. And as Kim always says, the way that works best is the one that you're going to be consistent with and stick to, and that's the best way to be. Yeah. So, anybody, anything else? Any comments to make? Laurie, would you like to tell us anything, or are you going to be doing 2 workouts today? Yeah, the mad woman. 2. So yeah, Coach Deborah is saying the same thing. So I agree. EBM locked in consistency, and the journey continues. Yeah, and it is a journey. It is a journey. And that's what a lot of people are not getting their heads around with that camp as well. That it's like thinking it's an 8 week little compartment, and that's it, and it's all going to be done in 8 weeks, and it's not going to be that's it. It's just the start. 8 weeks is just the start. It builds good habits and good routines, and it's a base to build on from there. So yeah, it is only the start. So yes, Carrie, morning before you can talk yourself out of it. Yes, Vanessa's mindset stuff was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, and got so much from that as well. Yes, definitely. So Laurie, 2 hours of cardio and 2 workouts every day. You're a beast. You're a machine. Take my hat off to you. haven't seen Deborah, Coach Deborah in person, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed Paris. And Karen, nice to meet you. Yeah. Yes, and as Coach Deborah says, mindset takes time, be patient. Yeah, it does, like everything else. It does, yes. Yes, I think you're more than a little crazy, Laurie. Kind of a lot crazy. A lot crazy. But we love you. Okay, is the sound still a bit odd? Okay? Yeah. Oh, yeah, goals. Yeah. I love crazy people. That is goals. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Oh. Oh, no, Deborah, you've got a cold. That is not good. Not good. You come to Europe and you don't know this. Yes, Deborah comes to Europe and she gets a cold. That's not good. Not a good advert for Europe. No, no. Oh, Shell as well. Thanks so much. So glad you were here. Oh, good Deborah. Sounds awful. Well, I sound awful as well, so that makes two of us. Best medicine. Yeah. Sounds still the same for Coach Dre. Oh, oh dear. I'm really sorry about it. It's been nice to be on here today and to meet you all. Yeah, and yeah, hopefully Kim should be back in the groove next week after she's had a bit of rest and relaxation. So yeah, if there's anything else, put it in now or forever hold your peace. Oh well, Laurie, tell her to be nice when she returns. Well, but will she listen? Will she listen? No, no. And if we say that, she'll just make it even worse. Yeah, it could be the microphone issue. I don't know. I don't have any fancy microphone or anything like Kim does in her studio, but it's just a laptop here. But I will look at that and see if there's maybe a setting that I've just not done. So, yeah. Is there anything else from like, I know there wasn't a graphic in EMBM this week, but anyone just from EMBM and not in the app that has anything that they want to put in the chat? So, Laura, thank you for stepping in. You're welcome. It's been nice. If all the technical stuff had worked, it might have been a bit better. But yeah. So for those of you that are in butt camp, we're in the home stretch now. So we're over the halfway mark. So so many people give up around about the halfway mark. So we're not going to have any of these people in here, obviously. But yeah, so you're on the downhill bit now, really. But calories have reduced, so obviously that's a consideration. And I have no doubt that the workouts are going to get harder. I don't know, but I'm just guessing that Queen Kim might have other plans for that, for going out in glory. I can't imagine what week eight's going to be like. Can you? Yeah, probably not best. I laughed at some of the comments, and some people don't want to look at these, the workouts before they do them, and they just hear about them from other people on the group saying, "Oh, that week 5 day whatever was terrible," and they're like, "Oh no, I'm scared to do it now." And then some people like to watch a little bit of it, and then they're like, "Oh no, I couldn't watch it because that will just make me like even worse. I won't want to do it." So it's funny all the different ways that you kind of deal with the different training when it comes up. But yeah, so yeah, as Coach Deborah says, Kim warned us it builds over the 8 weeks. Yes, that, and it's just, yeah. Just brace yourself, ladies. That's all I would say. If you're in butt camp, brace yourself, because it's, you know it's coming. You know it's coming. Yeah. Yeah, Coach Ray is enjoying the torture. Yeah. Yeah, Carrie, butt camp is getting harder and lots of challenges. Well, that's the thing. You complain about it, but I think if it was any easier, you would be complaining about it. It was too easy. So you can't have it both ways. So yeah, Coach Deborah says that Coach Ray would enjoy the torture there. Yeah. Burn, baby, burn, Carrie. Yeah. Yeah, you did warn people about that day. No one believed how hard that day was until they did it. I'm pretty certain it was the most brutal day yet. Yeah. Was that the one where you were just about physically sick? Yeah. Tanya says, I just tell myself that it's worth it. And it's worth it at the end of the day. And think how you feel once you've done it and you know, it's done. It's such a great feeling. Yeah, Deborah, you didn't start until, yeah, you're only on week 2. So lots to look forward to. Yeah. Yeah, Carrie, I think staying motivated for the cardio is hardest. Yeah, you find that the hardest thing, the cardio, yeah. Do you do the cardio and the strength together, or do you split them up? I know you say you work out first thing, but you work out with both, or do you work out just with one? Yeah, Laurie, so you sleep better after that, or maybe you just die at the end of the day. Well, maybe that's it. Maybe there's just nothing else to do but to lie down and die. All right, ladies, do we have anything else before we go? And especially if the time's not great for some of you. If there's anything else, pop it in the chat now. No takers? Okay, ladies, if there is nothing else, then I guess that's all for today. Anything else, as I say, Kim should be back next week on both calls, Monday and Tuesday. So, yeah, get your stuff in there, questions in there. So, Carrie, you're saying that I was at a convention last week, and so difficult to find decent food. At least they had a gym. Yeah, and that's the hard thing. If you're away from home, there's lots of questions always about that in the app, in the group, that you can only do what you can do. When you're away from home, it's never going to be perfect, but you just try to do what you can. And I always say, if you try to be really on point with your training and your nutrition before you go, and get back on point when you come back, then that's the best you can do. And just make mindful choices when you're away. If you can still get something done, like the gym, the cardio, some of the nutrition, then all the better. But you can only do what you can do. Yeah. So you made up for it when you came back, Harry. Missed 2 days, but beated it when I got back. Good girl. Well done. Okay. All right. Anything else? Last call. Yes, absolutely. It's consistency over perfection. We say that all the time. You know, nobody's ever going to be perfect, but it's the consistency. It's the showing up and just getting it done. And if you fall off the wagon, get back on. Just continue with the consistency. And that's the way to do it. All right, Laurie. Okay, so Kim mentioned in today's workout creating a body weight only program for those who travel. Okay, so that would be really helpful for anybody that travels away. I find when I travel, I take my bands. I work out mainly with bands anyway, and I have done since EDM, since original EDM. So it's so easy just to pack a couple of bands when you go anywhere, and so easy to do in a hotel room or anywhere else, wherever you are. So yeah, a bodyweight only program was good. Yeah, yeah, Carrie, bands are always good, and I think you can get a pretty decent workout with bands as well. Deborah's doing bodyweight and bands in Paris. Good girl, well done. Sticking to the meal plan. Go you. Yes, Laurie, something I actually have. I do have a TRX, and I think that's quite a nice thing because that is body weight as well. You've got the TRX. The suspension training is a really good thing, and that can be packed quite easily as well. So that's another option. Quite a small thing. Yeah. So that is another option for travel as a TRX. It's quite a handy thing to get. And I know they've got like the real kind of TRX, the brand name, but you can pick up ones just as good off Amazon, which are basically the same, and probably for what you would need would be fine. So yeah, I do have one of them somewhere, but I haven't used it in a long time. But I just stick kind of with the glute bands and the long bands are generally what I use in mine. So yeah. Yeah, Carrie, I think meal plan is probably the most challenging when you're away. And if you can't bring protein powders to the airport, there's another, that's not ideal either. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the food mainly. If you've got a place to work out, say with bands in a hotel room or something like that, cardio you can do even just walking, power walking, gym machine, or, obviously can follow along if you've got access to internet, you could do that. But I think it's the food when you're away that's the most challenging, and especially maybe if you're staying with friends or family or something like that. It's kind of tricky. Yeah. Anything else, ladies? Or are we done for today? You've been very quiet. It doesn't help that you can't hear me properly. Am I talking to myself? It's so weird because I've not done this before. Usually when I do, I'll be doing like a life coaching call with a one-to-one client, and they can hear me and I can hear them. And this is just like silence. It's just I hear the sound of my own voice, and there's no feedback. There's nothing coming my way, and it's like, can they actually hear me? Is anybody there? It's like it's a really, really odd feeling. But yeah, so am I just talking to myself? Well, I probably am half the time if you can't hear me. But hopefully we're able to hear some of it. Okay. Right, ladies, it is just after 4:45 here in the UK, and wherever else you are, it will be very different earlier in the day over in the States. If there is nothing else, then I think we will. Thanks, Carrie. So Carrie can obviously hear me. I don't know why you can hear me, Carrie, and other people can. It's very nice that you can. I'm so glad that you can, and it's so nice to see you as well. Yes, Coach Rhona, you can put a face to the name now when I pop up and answer your questions or put a bit of encouragement on your posts, which is great. It's just so good. And being in the butt camp, obviously, it's absolutely buzzing in there just now. And that will happen when we come back, obviously, when the new programme comes into the app. We'll have that buzz again. It's always just a little bit quiet when there's something going on elsewhere. So, but yeah, it's great in butt camp just now, and can't wait to see the results at the end of that. So good to see some good results. Well, great results already. It's brilliant, yeah. Well, Carrie, you're in Los Angeles, so you are, so you're not only 5 hours behind, you're probably something like 8 hours behind. Would I be right with that? Because that's kind of like the West Coast. Oh yeah, Deborah said maybe because you're in Paris. Yeah, don't know. Okay, yeah, so 8:49 a.m. in Los Angeles. Okay, yeah. So your day is just beginning, and mine's just going into the evening. So yeah, done my workout for today. Did it first thing this morning. So I could tell all you lovely ladies that I still do the same. So yeah, all done today. All right, ladies, anything else? Any last bits? I know I keep saying that, but I don't want to leave you. Oh, Carrie's having green juice for breakfast. Lovely. Good girl. Good start to the day. So, all right, ladies, if that's everything, I am going to say it's been lovely to see you today. Thank you for picking up with me, even though the sound wasn't very, I know it wasn't our fearless leader, Kim, and I apologise for that, but I think she does deserve a bit of downtime after all these mad, crazy things that she's been doing with all these workouts and everything. So, yeah, she should be back next week. But yeah, so thank you so much for letting me do this today. And it was lovely to see you. For those in butt camp, keep going. You're on the downhill stretch. And for those not in butt camp, keep going. That's all there is to it. Keep going. And consistency and discipline will get you the results at the end of the day. So, yeah. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a great rest of the week, and I will see you in the group. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.